In this video, I'm going to go through the lessons I learned from my little trip to Coniston, getting stuck into black and white landscape photography. For those of you who didn't watch last week's video, I recommend you go and take a look at that. In this series, I'm doing a deeper dive into how to get better at black and white landscape photography. My own personal mission is to become a much better black and white landscape fine art photographer, so I'm really pursuing minimalist style photos. So these are the photos I took. I'll just skim through those. So this is the first one that I took looking up the lake. This is the second one I took looking across at this boat with a hill behind it. And this is the third image. This is from a different location, a place called Kelly Hole Tarn, and I was attracted to this by the kind of S-curve. And this is the final image I took from the other side of that tarn. When I got back home, I think I felt a feeling that perhaps many photographers do. I just came back feeling frustrated, like I hadn't got anything that was really good. And I come across this a lot with the clients I mentor, that they find the same thing. You know, they want to go out and create something meaningful and a masterpiece, but come back with photos that disappoint them. And that's part of the learning experience of photography, is developing your eye and trying to get better at it. But let me show you what I've done with the photos. So if I take this first photo of looking up the lake, in all honesty, my problem here was I was a bit lazy. I think I should have changed my lens. The focal length is too short. I took this with a 24-70 at 70mm, and it's too cluttered, it's too busy. In the end, I sort of cropped in. I'll just show you how I converted it to black and white. This is how it came straight out of Nick Silver Effects. If any of you want to use Nick Silver Effects, I have a discount code, Richard15, which you can use to get 15% off their software. Anyway, this is how it came out, and this is how I processed it. And you'll see what I did was I got rid of the boat on the left, and I cropped right in to make the white boat in the center the main subject, and I tried to bring up some of the detail in the background. And it's turned out as a reasonable photo, I would say. You know, if I was an absolute beginner, I'd probably be happy with it, but at my level, I'm not. I've got a nice foreground, middle ground and background. I've got some interesting tonal contrast, and that's about it. I think the flow of your eye through the image isn't quite right. It doesn't really take you anywhere, and it just feels a bit bland somehow. All right, this is the second image. Now, what attracted me to it was I've been reading this book by Bruce Percy that I mentioned last week about simplifying composition. And there's a couple of diagonals here, the diagonal of the hill across the sky and its reflection in the water. And that's what first attracted me to this composition. This is what it looks like when I've converted it to black and white. And then this is what it looks like as my final image. The main issue with this image is really that the boat is too close to the opposite bank from where I was stood, so even with a longer focal length I wouldn't have got anywhere. The image is just too compressed, and I would have liked some space between the boat and the background. So fundamentally that's where it's gone wrong. Other than that, it's okay. There's a nice reflection, it's come out well, the long exposures helped and so on. And again, I think if I was an absolute beginner I'd be all right with this, but at my level I'm not. So let's move to the second location I went to, the tarn, and this is the first image I took. This is what it looks like when it comes out of conversion, and this is how it ended up. And it was the S-curve that really attracted me to it. There was also the diagonal of the hill and its reflection in the water. And in my conversion, I took a decision to make this a very sort of high key image. So I put a lot more white into it. I made the sky pretty much pure white. And of course, you've got that reflected in the water. And then I lightened all the grassy area of the fell to keep that nice and light. So that I was trying to create more contrast and just have an almost black and white image. And I think it's worked quite well. I think it's made quite a nice image. I left some reeds in the bottom left-hand hand corner just to give a little bit of extra interest for your eye. And I'm okay with this photo. I still don't think it's where I want to get to. I think actually it's a long way from where I want to get to. But let's move on to the next one. So this is the fourth and final image I took. And I think actually composition wise it's a lot more interesting. It's a different style shot, it's a wider panorama, and there's a lot going on. So I think fundamentally with the style I'm trying to get to, that's part of the problem. I brought out some of the detail in the sky as well. The reflections have come out well. I think it's reasonably focused and generally quite well composed. There's one issue that really glares at me, and that's the foreground rock and the tree behind it. I think there should have been a lot more space between the two of them. When I was setting this up, what I was thinking about is that foreground rock kind of creates a diagonal over to where the tarn bleeds away into a little river in the sort of middle of the image. So that was one of my composition tools. And then other than that, I don't think I put quite enough thought into what the composition should be, and I should have experimented more. So let me move on to the lessons I learned from this exercise, and hopefully sharing those with you will help to speed up your own process too. So the first thing I think is, in all these images, they're all a bit busy and a bit crowded. And I've been watching actually some of the work of Huibo Hu, hopefully I pronounced that right. I mentioned her last week. She's a Californian Chinese photographer who does some amazing black and white, very simplistic style photos. And I found a couple of presentations by her, and one of the things she said she struggled with, much like I have, is trying to get some simplicity out of the chaos. And the way she goes about it is really to sort of scan the scene and see what catches her eye, and then build up the image around it. So perhaps in the final scene I've took of the tarn, you know, the thing that really caught my eye was the lone tree, and maybe I should have just built up a simple composition around that. But that's one of the things that I'm going to do moving forward. Now, one of the things Bruce Percy mentions in his book is the landscape you're working with is vital, and you could be just in the wrong landscape. And I think that's part of my problem at this stage of my journey. I think I need a much simpler landscape, and I've got one in mind, and I'll go to that next week. So do subscribe if you want to see how I get on there. What I've been looking at so far has quite a lot of different things going in it. So that makes it tricky to get a very simple composition. What I've learned by my research is when you're choosing that landscape, there's a few things you should look for. First of all, it's got to be something that resonates with you. If you're not interested in it, your passion's not going to come through, and that's going to be reflected in the quality of your photographs. The second thing is the landscape needs to give you a broad variety of options. So it might mean you have some close-ups to go for, it might mean you have some wide panoramas to go for, and it might mean you have some sort of middle shots in between the two to go for as well. So you've got lots of options to photograph. And thirdly, it needs to be accessible. I'm just writing an ebook at the moment about black and white photography. And one of the things I talk about is depth, not breadth. And what I mean by that is it's good to go back to the same location and keep looking and seeing new things and really understanding your subject properly. The more you go back, the more you'll see, the more opportunity you'll have to improve. And I think that's one of the other critical things that I need to do. So I need to spend more time going back to the same location. The other things I learned is I managed to slow down, not quite enough, but enough to enjoy myself. I think the thing I need to do next time is really spend a lot more time on my composition, not just getting it set up in the first place, but trying small adjustments, things like altering my tripod height. That would have been one of the key things that would have improved that photo where I had the rock in the foreground. But moving a little bit to the left or the right. And one of the things Bruce Percy mentions is treat your first photograph that you take as a draft, and then start refining it and getting what should become your final images. And that's what I need to do. I need to spend more time taking more photos and looking for more options. The second thing I've learned is this is about training your eye to see things. And as I'm just starting out with trying to get more simple in my compositions, I haven't really got that eye for it yet. So I need to just keep practicing and looking for what's leaping out to me in the landscape and trying to build my composition around it, rather than looking at those bigger vistas, which is normally what attracts us when we get into the landscape. I want to try and avoid taking those bigger vistas as much, focusing on some smaller detail shots. So I'll be particularly trying to do that in my next outing. And the final things I would say is what I've learned is follow my intuition, spend some time observing and really looking for opportunities and looking for different opportunities, and only then start to compose. And having started that composition process, to review and really refine what I'm doing and look for what tiny little adjustments would make an impact on the final image. And I think the final thing, of course, is to visualize what it's going to look like as a finished print. And if you haven't got that vision, you haven't really got anything. So that's absolutely crucial. Now, if you're also struggling with your photography and you'd like to talk it through with someone, then I do offer a free discovery call. We'll chat for about 30 minutes. I can get to understand where you'd like to be with your photography, what's causing you frustration, and see if I can help. I'll leave a link to that in the description. So next week I'm going to go to a new location, and I'll be doing some more black and white landscape photos, trying to simplify my composition. If you'd like to see that, make sure you subscribe, and I'll look forward to seeing you then.